Good morning, thank you for coming. My Korean is not so good, so I will try to speak English as slowly as I can. I have some help over here from a translation point of view, so hopefully we'll get through this and you guys will learn a lot about Inovia and the 3D Experience platform as we continue. This session today is about driving growth through the combination of the platform and Inovia. Okay, it's really about taking companies and helping them transform, digital transformation. Okay, a lot of companies that we see that are successful are already starting down that path, that journey. So I want to show you today how we, Inovia and the 3D Experience platform, can help your company start down that path too, because we see the companies that are taking that journey are the ones that are the most successful over time. So today, when you look at the business landscape, there are companies that are still dealing in commodities and trying to sell commodities. It's a very difficult business to be in. There's a lot of price pressure and competition in that area. There's nothing really unique about a commodity. There's also companies that are selling products. And when you sell a product, it's a level up from a commodity, but you're still dealing with competitive pressure at a feature, function, and price point of view. It's really not where you want to be from a margin perspective. When you can build and deliver experiences, that's when you start to gain significant market share and margin. That's when you really become successful. When you buy an iPhone, it's not just a product, it's an experience. When you get a cup of coffee at Starbucks, it's an experience. When you buy a Tesla automobile, it's not just buying a car off the lot, it's a full experience. That's why these companies can make more money and preserve more margin in the market, because they really deliver the full customer experience. But to do that, they need to look at their business internally and figure out what they need to do to transform it. Many of these customers have already established a need for a platform, and platforms can be disruptive. When you look at a disruptive platform, we think of examples for exchange platforms. Things like eBay, for example, for buying and selling things. But there's also contributor platforms. So platforms where it relies on individuals to contribute in order for that platform to be successful. But what there really isn't today, or at least not until recently, is a platform for people that build products, makers. We believe that the 3D Experience platform is that platform that can enable products and customers to start the digital transformation.
네, 들으신 것처럼 현재 사용할 수 있는 플랫폼이 많이 나와 있습니다. 정보 교환에 중점을 둔 플랫폼들도 있고요. 기여자에 의존하여 가치를 창출하는 다른 플랫폼들도 있습니다. 하지만 저희 3D 익스피리언스 플랫폼은 제품 창작자 커뮤니티를 지원하기 위해 고안되었습니다.
To do that, to start that transformation, you need a platform, and a platform needs to be able to take you from static electronic content files to something that's more digitally oriented. So connect your system live, in real time, with digital data. We believe that that transformation from a file-based solution to a digital-based solution, a data-driven solution, is key to delivering those experiences. It's really the first step in the journey. Now, we take our customers through this journey step by step. And there are different steps you can take along the way. So as you as a company mature, you can start to evolve and take advantage of new capabilities that a platform approach can provide to you. The first step is moving from paper to file and monitoring and maintaining those files. It's the first basic step in maturing an organization. But that's not good enough. Okay? You really want to evolve into a data-driven organization that can capture the information in your enterprise and leverage it, use it for future product development or learning from past mistakes. Okay, if the information in your enterprise is not digitized, you really can't capture that knowledge that you've gained over the years and reuse it. And that's key towards a data-driven solution. But the next step beyond that really is where we start to talk about experiences, is to take that digital model of your product and your product definition and process and start to apply behavior to it, to start to virtualize the product. You want to get to a point in your maturation where you're no longer building physical prototypes, for example. You want to do that digitally. And you want to see those prototypes behave in life, in action, in motion. Okay? So that when I buy a car, I'd like to see that car digitally before it's ever built. I'd like to adjust it. I'd like to change the colors, the various options I have, for example. Okay, that's when you start to talk about a model-based solution. But again, if the information isn't digitized, and if it's not in a single system where it can be leveraged, then it becomes very difficult to do this.
네, 우리는 비즈니스가 가치 사슬을 변화시키고 디지털화할 수 있게 하는 이네이블러로서 저희 플랫폼을 사용합니다. 이러한 변화는 고객을 종이 기반 그리고 파일 기반 솔루션에서 그리고 마침내는 데이터 기반 환경으로 이동시킵니다. 데이터가 플랫폼에 연결되면 고객은 마침내는 모델 베이스 방식으로 제품을 보고 평가할 수 있습니다. 이를 통해 설계팀은 제품이 지정된 환경에서 어떻게 작동하는지를 보고 이해할 수 있습니다. 즉, 커스터머 익스피리언스, 고객 경험 모델링을 가능케 합니다.
Now our platform is evolved over many years and grown and matured and reacted to customer needs. And the way it's built is around a set of services. And these services, we add to these services every release, for example. So these services help a customer or applications gather that information and digitize it and then reuse it across the enterprise. So every release of the platform, we add new services to it. So when you look at this list, it's not all the services, but things like search and tagging, for example, things like social communities, for example, things like 3D visualization, for example, or notifications. Okay, these are all services on the platform, and it really allows you to grow with it and start to leverage some of these capabilities. These capabilities are there for all users in the enterprise. Okay, these are not unique for one given solution, but for everyone that has access to the platform would have access to those services. Now, those services allow us to digitally connect the various communities that are involved in the product development and product delivery process. Okay, so, and I say digitally connect because all the information in the system is shared in a single version of the truth. So that when you define a requirement, it can be attached to a part, it can be associated with a 3D model, for example, it can be associated with the documentation of that product, all done digitally, all connected in a single view. And so we can connect the users or the ultimate consumers, we can connect your suppliers, okay, we can connect the development teams that have to understand what the requirements are, and last we connected the business teams that have to understand how a product is performing in the market. Now, for us, obviously we track the progress of the 3D Experience platform and its success over time, because it's a new concept to many customers, and so the market for us is still growing rapidly. This graph shows that growth over the last 3 years, okay, and you can see for the first half of this year, we continue to grow platform adoption from a customer point of view. So we're seeing a lot of success and acceleration from our customers. Also, that growth is really represented across all industries. Okay, so this is not a platform that's just built for automotive manufacturers. It works very well there, but it's not just for that. It's across 12 different industries that we service today.
지금 그래프에서 보시는 것처럼 3D 익스피리언스 채택이 가속화되고 있습니다. 2017년 상반기의 성장은 특히 큰 의미가 있고 저희는 이러한 추세가 계속되고 있음을 알 수 있습니다. 또한 이러한 가속화는 저희가 목표라는 모든 산업에서 나타나고 있습니다.
And as it grows and as it matures, we see continued success against our competitors too. So I'm not here today to talk about our competitors other than this slide. Okay, but suffice it to say that last year we won 33% of the time that we had to replace an existing solution that a customer already had. That's a pretty high number when you think about it. That customer has already made the investment and has already implemented something, and they still chose our solution because they thought it was superior. Okay? In deals, big and small, we were winning 75% of the time. Okay, so that's a pretty successful win rate when you look at the overall competition we as a company have to deal with.
네, 3D 익스펜스 플랫폼 채택으로 에노비아가 많은 윈백 상황을 만들어냈습니다. 그리고 이건 고객이 사전에 투자했던 경쟁사의 솔루션을 저희 에노비아로 대체했다는 점에서 매우 고무적이라고 생각을 합니다. 크고 작은 고객 어카운트의 이러한 성공 사례를 동일하게 볼 수 있습니다.
One of the biggest wins we just had was with Boeing. This is what we believe to be the largest PLM deal ever, okay, by quite a large margin. Okay, we beat Siemens in this opportunity. We didn't just win in commercial. We also won in we also won in commercial, space, and defense. So it's across all of Boeing. Okay, so for us, it's a significant win. We're very proud of it, and this is opening doors for us with other aerospace manufacturers and other industries as well. Okay, but it shows the strength of the platform. Boeing is willing to bet their next series of airliners on this platform. They believe it will help transform their business.
네, 저희 다쏘시스템은 최근 알고 계시다시피 보잉과 사상 최대의 PLM 계약을 체결했습니다. 상업용, 우주용, 그리고 국방용에 이르기까지 보잉의 모든 제품 라인에서 최종 계약을 성사시켰습니다.
When we work with customers, we gather the information, we organize it, and what we see is what the motives for a given customer or a group of customers are to increase their success. And we mean success meaning usually market share and margin. Okay? And there's 5 different areas that they usually are focusing on. Sometimes all, sometimes part. But they're looking for social ideation. Okay, how do we talk to our customers and understand what kind of products they really want? Streamlining communication. How can we be more effective and efficient in the way we operate? Structuring continuity. How do we define a product definition most effectively? And once we have that definition, how can we improve the agility to modify that product so that we can meet market needs more quickly? The market changes all the time. You need to bring new options and ideas to the market as quick as possible. Okay, and lastly, obviously, is around execution. Okay, how can we streamline and improve execution so we eliminate some of the non-value added activities that happen in every enterprise today? To do that, we think the platform is the right answer. And we believe we have solutions in the Inovia portfolio added to the platform that can leverage the social content that a customer needs. We can speed the time of development and delivery. We can increase the continuity of the product definition. We believe that we can build a system that is sustainable in that you can modify and bring new products to market as quickly as possible without reinventing the way you do it. And we believe you can be smarter about the way you do it.
소셜은 성공적인 기업은 회사의 혁신을 촉진하여 궁극적으로 고객이 사고 싶은 제품을 만들어내는 공동 작업을 보다 효과적으로 수행하고 있습니다. 네, 스피드입니다. 발리어블한 IP를 찾아 재사용하고 문제를 보다 효율적으로 식별 및 해결하며 개발 시간을 단축함으로써 생산성을 크게 향상시켰습니다. 네, 싱크드는 기업 전체가 정확하고 최신 정보에 액세스할 수 있도록 하는 싱글 버전 오브 트루스를 제공함으로써 성공적인 기업들은 전반적인 제품 품질을 향상시킵니다. 네, 서스테이너블은 성공적인 기업들은 데이터 중심 접근 방식을 사용하여 고객 요구에 신속히 대응하고 지속 가능한 성장을 위해 비즈니스 민첩성을 향상시킵니다. 네, 스마트는 성공적인 기업은 보이지 않는 거버넌스와 PLM 분석을 결합하여 의사결정을 개선하고 프로젝트 주기를 단축하는 실시간 통찰력을 얻고 있습니다.
So first we'll talk about the social aspect of this, and we don't have time to cover every aspect, so we're going to be very selective today. In the social world, there's 2 types of collaboration that need to be supported. Okay, first is social collaboration. That basically is how do you listen to your customers? What's the best way to do that? And that's a very unstructured discussion with a customer. Okay, there's no structure around that. But you also need to turn that unstructured discussion into a more formal or structured discussion for the people, your product engineers that have to deliver on those requirements. So you need an environment to support both of those. Okay, the platform enables that kind of collaboration, both unstructured and structured, okay, to come together into a single system. Now we do that through a number of services. I talked about services before. A number of different services that are built into the platform itself. Okay, this is not the whole list, but we just picked a few of what we think are key services. Okay, so things like 3D Play we mentioned before for sharing of 3D content, for as example. 3D Swim Communities is that place where you can have social collaboration in an unstructured way. They're really social communities where you can invite customers, suppliers to give their ideas and share information. Okay. Today we'll talk about the two in the right corner, but go ahead. Sorry. Translate.
오케이. 네, 그 말씀드린 것처럼 이 플랫폼에는 소셜 콜라보레이션을 가능케 하는 많은 서비스들이 있습니다. 근데 오늘 시간상 다 설명드리긴 조금 어려울 것 같습니다.
So first I want to talk about search. Search is a basic concept in our platform. We have a built-in index engine. Our Exelead index engine is built into our platform. So we can index digitally all the content in our platform today. All of it. Okay, so, which is quite unique. And then obviously that promotes reuse. And we do that through a consistent search interface that's shared through all our products. Okay, not just the web solutions, but all our products share a same search interface. You can take that search data and filter it with tagging. So it allows you to take a very complex set of search results and filter it down quickly to something you understand and something you're looking for. And that search, the behaviors of that search can be customized for your unique data or your unique needs. So it's highly configurable as well.
네, 지금 방금 말씀드렸던 것처럼 지금 이 화면은 3D 익스펜스 플랫폼의 3D 설치라는 화면입니다.
Dashboards. Come on. Sorry, it's going to find the mouse. Can't find it. All right. I think I'm going to skip that. Okay. So moving on, this is a video of what a dashboard could look like. The dashboard is a collection of widgets or of information in your system today. Okay? These dashboards can be built by an administrator or by an individual user. And what it does is allow you to pull together information from across the enterprise or within your PLM system and provide a unique view for a given user. This is just an example of that, where you have a widget that was showing 3D content, another widget showing your tasks for the day, okay? Another widget showing your models you've developed. So this is all aggregated or combined into a single view. Now a user can define multiple widgets, multiple dashboards, so that depending on what they're doing on a given day, they can interface or interact with a given dashboard to help them as they work through their day. And again, this is just an example of what you can do with the platform, with dashboards, okay, with things like search integrated over there. They showed that before. So again, it kind of demonstrates the power of the platform, and it starts to allow users a tremendous amount of flexibility to really tailor this solution to what their role requires. Was there a translation for that?
Yes.
Go ahead.
이 3D 대시보드는 여러 가지 위젯 방식으로 이루어져 있고요. 그리고 이 대시보드 안에서 협업할 수 있는 각종 정보들을 한눈에 볼 수 있게 합니다.
So I mentioned Tesla before. This is a quote from Tesla that they gave us, okay? But our social innovation allows everyone to be involved. Okay, that's really the idea, whether it's social inside the enterprise or outside the enterprise as well, okay? And they're focused on being creative and producing new products. Now we'll talk about speed and how we can increase the velocity of your design. Now typically when you collaborate on design information, in a non-digital environment, it's a very slow process. You send a question out and you wait for responses to come back in. And time goes. And if you have a bigger community you have to interface with, that time continues to grow as you wait for more and more responses. And along the way, of course, data becomes old or stale. Okay, new data is introduced. Okay, and you're never sure if you're working on the most recent version of any piece of information. It's very basic, but when you start collaborating through email, this is the kind of behavior you would get. In a digital platform, it's a different set of rules. One question gets entered digitally, and the people that are involved with making that decision or collaborating are seeing that data in real time and always working with the latest version of the truth in a single system. And as you add more people into the mix, the benefits multiply. Okay, so really we're talking about having a community interface with a digital platform and working with real-time data that's always up to date, always current, okay, and collaborating in a much more effective way. And the time reduction is significant.
네, 데이터 기반 플랫폼을 활용하고 의사결정권자가 최신 데이터에 실시간으로 액세스할 수 있는 경우에는 파일이 아닌 로컬 폴더에 저장되므로 정보의 올바른 버전이 무엇인지 쉽게 알 수 있습니다. 그래서 의사결정 프로세스를 간소화할 수 있고요. 오류 및 재작업량을 크게 줄일 수 있습니다.
So we have a number of services as well that support these behaviors. Okay, so we won't go through all these today, but I'm going to show you collaborative tasks, for example. But obviously the way we work with data in CATIA v6 or 3D Experience CATIA is a full data-driven solution for 3D modeling of product information that is highly collaborative and significantly different in the way it works compared to any file-based CAD solution today. So the level of collaboration and speed involved with CATIA v6 is a significant change over the status quo. Things like issue management, for example, built into the platform, a way to work with issues on the platform, assign them to projects, assign them to products, and act on those issues. Again, just another native service of the platform.
플랫폼은 생산성을 높이고 딜리버리 속도를 높이는 데 도움이 되는 다양한 서비스를 제공합니다. 이 중에서 두 가지 서비스, Collaborative Tasks와 Integrated Change Framework를 살펴보고자 합니다.
So now I want to show you a video in a moment of our collaborative task widget. So again, this is another platform service. So anybody on the platform can have access to this widget. This is a very effective way to manage tasks for any given user. Okay, so it combines three different types of tasks in our system today. Route tasks, which are for simple approval process. Okay, ad hoc tasks, where I want to ask you to do something for me today or tomorrow. And then project-based tasks. So tasks that are generated from our project management solution, much more formal in nature. Those three types of tasks are all integrated into a solution that's very mobile in nature, okay, very intuitive to use. Okay, so you'll see a lot of drag and drop activities, for example. You'll see content that can be added easily into a task, the deliverables. So you'll get the idea. Again, this is all part of the platform set of services. No translation? Okay. So this is a video that I will show you. As you can see, I don't know if it's started yet. Hang on. So this is another dashboard where the task widget will be dragged to the dashboard and the user can open it up and see this particular set of this widget in this dashboard. It can be organized by the state of the task or by the time when it's due. You can modify the task right in line. So add comments, add deliverables, add attachments. Of course, it's fully integrated with the other elements in our dashboard, for example, 3D viewing or search. Here's the search integration I just spoke of. Very simple to create new tasks. Oh. It's all right. So you get the idea. It's a simple task interface, very intuitive, part of the platform, nothing new to purchase here for anybody using the platform. And it's a way to tie the enterprise together and collaborate more effectively. Now, change management. If I can get to it. Oh, man. Oh, there it is. Good. So change management today in our solution, again, is another highly collaborative framework that we've added to our platform. Okay, so this defines 6 different ways that an enterprise can implement a particular change. And all 6 of these could be used in the same enterprise. So you don't have to pick one. But what I want you to understand about this is not necessarily how each of these 6 work, but the fact is, 1, it's a common framework that all our solutions use. 2, it's a solution that allows not just engineering to participate in the change, but all the disciplines in the enterprise to potentially participate. Okay, so could be service, could be manufacturing, obviously engineering. Okay, it could be procurement, okay, for supply chain kind of changes. So it's inclusive of a wide range of users. It allows you the flexibility to implement the change as you need to in your enterprise and even adjust it so it could be very fast or more formal. And the last thing is there's a level of automation that is associated with this change framework such that responsible individuals can automatically be assigned, okay, based on the types of changes that are underway. Templates can be used so that when changes are common in nature, you can start off with a template with the right people and the right timing involved. So high level of automation, high level of collaboration, and a high level of flexibility.
이 서비스를 통해 단순히 설계팀뿐만 아니라 모든 단계의 팀이 플렉시블하게 함께 협업할 수 있고 이 과정은 자동화되어 있습니다.
And associated with that change management are widgets as well, so you can run these from a dashboard. And that same view is also embedded inside of our native CAD authoring tools also. So the CAD engineers do not need to leave that CAD environment when they're working under a change process. Okay, we talked about that. Now, video.
Learning the tool was fast, and the interface is user-friendly, allowing quick and easy access to information. With this platform and the applications we implemented, we recorded productivity gains of up to 30%. In our day-to-day activities, the 3D Experience platform provides users with a lean approach to their work. All superfluous tasks with no added value have been greatly reduced, enabling us to focus on doing quality work and delivering products to market on time.
So 30% reduction in non-value added activities. That's a big benefit when you're talking about building products quickly. Now, single source, we'll talk about this for a moment. Really, this is the merging of the two worlds of, say, an engineering view of product definition and a design view of product definition. In many enterprises today, the bill of material is the center of the universe, so to speak. Okay, so everything is coordinated through that single product definition, okay, internally as well as externally. So you get a definition of a product that needs to be precise and needs to be accurate, and when change is applied to it, it needs to be done in a very consistent way. Now, when you start that collaboration, if you're working on something if you're working in a system that's not digitally based or data driven, you have a big opportunity to get mismatches between what the product definition looks like for a design engineer versus what a product engineer sees that definition to be. Okay, if you're working in disconnected systems or non-digitally oriented systems, file-based, okay, the ability for that disconnect or the frequency of that disconnect is elevated. Okay, so especially when they're disconnected systems where coordination is required. If you're working in a single platform, however, then the situation is much different. So in our solution today, when changes or updates are made, both the design environment and the product environment or the product individuals are updated in real time. So there's synchronization between the design view and the engineering view. And of course, likewise in both directions. So as changes are applied, could be driven from a requirements point of view or a defect point of view, everyone is updated in real time, okay, so that there's no disconnect and no confusion and a single version of the product definition, a single version of the truth.
제품 구조와 이 봄 간의 봄 CAD 미스매치 문제는 디자이너의 데이터와 엔지니어 봄 데이터가 플랫폼을 통해 연결된 에노비아 데이터 중심 접근 방식을 이용해 해결할 수 있습니다. 그래서 설계자가 제품 구조를 변경하면 수동 작업이나 파일 교환 없이 변경 사항이 자동으로 적용되어 이 봄에 반영되게 됩니다. 또한 엔지니어가 이 봄을 업데이트하면 변경 사항이 표준 제품 구조로 전달되게 되므로 디자이너가 필요에 따라 수정 작업을 바로바로 수행할 수 있습니다. 봄은 항상 최신의 정확한 제품 정보 소스를 제공하여 아까 말씀드린 것처럼 싱글 버전 오브 트루스를 제공하게 됩니다.
Here's a video that shows our bill of materials solution. I want you to notice that the integration, both from a dashboard point of view and then from a 3D model point of view. So this brings together the engineering view and the design view into a single interface. Okay, so as the 3D model is interacted with, you'll see the items in the bill of material highlighted as well. So we have a direct linkage between the 3D structure and the product definition. Okay? And it allows both the design engineer and the product engineer to see that product virtually, okay, in a single system. And this type of view is available, obviously, as I said before, not just for product engineers, but for everyone across the enterprise. And you talk to somebody like Regal, for example, and they have what they were looking for is a single source of the truth. They're looking for a single definition of that product, okay, so that the mistakes are eliminated in their environment. Let's talk about sustainability. Now, this is I'll say somewhat of a complex topic, so I'll try to simplify it. But it really is about how do you deal with bringing new products to market or adding new variations of an existing product. How do you give a customer a choice? Because that's really what it's all about. So you could build one product and hope that everyone adopts it. Okay, but it's not really a way to win market share or win customer loyalty. Okay, if I made one bicycle and sold it to everyone here, not everyone will be happy with that bicycle. What I would prefer to do, if I could, was build a specific bicycle for everyone in the room. Okay, everyone had a unique view of what they wanted. To do that, I've got to manage a lot of variation because not everyone wants the same thing. So managing that variation is where the complexity and where a digital-driven system really can benefit a customer. You do this through modularity. Okay, you build modules in a system and to define variations that can be applied to those modules. So in this case, you can see there's choices for seats, for wheels, for handlebars. And you want to allow a consumer to make those choices. But yet you still have to manufacture this reliably. You still have to make changes to this this product definition reliably, so change management across this level of complexity. And it gets very complicated depending on the approach you take and the systems you choose to integrate this. And then, of course, if you want to start to add in new options into your product definition, how do you do that reliably? So it's one thing to have a fixed definition of your product. It's another thing to start to add options in and start to expand your market share.
경험경제에서의 궁극적인 목표는 각 소비자가 원하는 정확한 제품을 만들 수 있게 하는 것입니다. 이 목표를 위해선 시스템이 다양한 제품을 쉽게 관리할 수 있어야 하며 시장 요구에 신속하고 효율적으로 대응할 수 있어야 합니다.
So we have a number of different ways to do that, a number of different solutions to support that modularity and that configuration management. I'll walk you through one example now for configuration management. This is very similar to the bicycle example we just gave, okay? If you want to configure a stove, for example, what kind of color, what type of controls, where am I sending it to? These are all real questions you would have to ask when you're manufacturing a product, okay? And they're all variations in the product definition and the product manufacturing that have to be tracked and maintained. Now you could do that a number of different ways. We'll use an example. The Slow company has chosen one way to do that. They're going to build a unique definition for every one of those product variations. So you see quickly, as the variations multiply, so do the number of product definition or product structures multiply as well. So immediately, it becomes a lot of duplication, and B, harder to manage. So there's a number of groupings, grows exponentially, depending on how many variations you have in your product definition. So it becomes very difficult to maintain all this. And when you start to add change management into this, it gets even harder. But there is a different way to do this. In this particular, to extend the example, if you want to make a change, a single change to one part, you've got to modify 4 different structures to do that. So change management becomes time-consuming and difficult to track. So you can see the duplication here. So a huge amount of duplication. So your system, the data in your system grows. It becomes difficult to manage. Change management is longer, harder to monitor, harder to understand. An alternative approach is to use configuration management, okay, to define features and options and effectivity so that you can selectively decide which content you're building and when. So in this particular case, you'll see the options on the top. We talked about options already for the stove, okay? The dials, where you're shipping it to, the color, and then the common elements on the bottom. And then you can selectively decide for a given product model or configuration which of these options you'll choose. Now notice the structures haven't changed. It's still a single structure. So we call it 150% bill of material. So it includes all the various options you can include in a single product definition. You also see that the change management is done the same way. When did that element become effective? When was it added to the structure? Through effectivity management. So there's a huge reduction in complexity. It also gives you the agility to add new options into your system without expanding the data you have to manage. So it's a very effective way to manage complex product variation.
네, 이전의 방식에서는 한 번의 체인지가 있을 때 여러 번의 변화가 같이 함께 수반되어야 했지만 데이터 드리븐 이노비아를 통해 한 번의 변화로 즉각적으로 모든 부분에 대해 변화 관리가 가능해졌습니다.
Okay. And VZUG has done just that. They build products with an awful lot of variation, for example, and they've been able to better manage a vast number of variants and really improve the efficiency of their change management. And those two topics are really what that's all about. So lastly, I want to talk about working smarter. Okay, what tools do we have, what capabilities do we have for you to be more effective and work in a better way? Today when you talk about project execution, which is really what this is about, there's two facts that are concerning. One is the number of projects that are over budget, and the second one, obviously, are the number of projects that are delivered late. And that's really, we believe, because typically project execution and project intelligence are done in systems that are disconnected from where the product definition is. So typically, if you're talking about, for example, Microsoft Project, it knows nothing about the products you build. It knows nothing about those product variants or the deliverables or the requirements associated with a given project. Okay, they're not connected. It's not a digital platform. Okay, we believe that leads to a lot of this waste and a lot of this miscalculation from a project execution point of view. But if you look at our system, it's a single digital system with a governance layer of project management as a solution that can tie together in a single system the resources you require for project execution, the requirements, the design, the documents. Okay? We built something called, when we can combine these topics together, we built something called invisible governance. So invisible governance means that I build a project definition, I associate deliverables to that project definition, and as those deliverables mature, as the design of the product matures, our project execution gets updated automatically because they're tied together in a single system, because it's a digital platform. So that as I complete a design, that design completes, it automatically updates the task, and therefore my project gets updated automatically too. So no longer are you running around trying to gather status from various individuals that have deliverables due in a project. The project will track itself when it comes to deliverables management. And when you combine that with business insight and business analytics, which we have solutions to do that too, that can reach into our project execution, pull out the execution information and provide that in a dashboard view, you suddenly can build analytics around project execution to show you the warning signs well in advance of what you can do today. And you can learn as well from previous projects. So you can start to gather information and execution information from previous projects and become more intelligent about how to plan future projects. So I'll quickly show you a video on project execution. This is our project solution. There's multiple views in this solution. This happens to be a work breakdown structure. More typically, you'll see in a minute, there's a Gantt view as well. Now remember, every one of these tasks can be associated with information in the platform. So this is not a standalone solution, but completely integrated into the platform. This is our Gantt view, for example. You can do any task editing required or any project editing required in the Gantt view. So you can create new tasks, assign tasks, change the durations, change the dependencies of the tasks. So it's a full execution system for project management. We also have a very robust connection to Microsoft Project. So if you want to author your project in Microsoft Project and upload it into the platform, that can be done as well, all part of the same solution. And Strand has seen a big benefit from this, okay? They see the right data, they're making the right decisions on a daily basis, okay? And they're executing their projects more intelligently. So these are the 5 things we've talked about today. Okay, so the recap. We offer social collaboration and various ways to innovate socially. That means bringing in your customers, your supply chain partners, letting them offer you information in an unstructured way, and then turning that into structured data later on for product engineers to execute on. Speed we talked about as well. Okay, how do we manage change effectively in the organization? Okay, how can we make decisions better and more effectively? Single source. This is really about how do I make sure I'm always looking at the single digital view of product definition. Okay, so not a design view or an engineering view, but a single view where I can then make better decisions, where I can then execute change management more effectively. Sustainability is all about configuration management. So how do we allow our product definition to evolve over time, to address new market needs without expanding the data you have in your system, without making it difficult to manage, without making change management in those situations more difficult. And then lastly, project execution. So executing a project in a digital platform through invisible governance so that you have the direct ties in your project execution to the deliverables in your system, and that project is evolving on its own based on the work that the individuals are providing.
결론적으로 말씀드리면 에노비아 솔루션과 결합된 3D 익스피리언스 플랫폼은 직관적이고 통합된 방식으로 5가지 중요한 성공 오브젝티브를 지원할 수 있는 풍부한 환경을 제공합니다.
So I have 5 minutes left. I'll show you a quick video, and then we'll wrap up.
The 3D Experience platform provides the basis to build the virtual digital product, and all stakeholders are able to access the same data. Hence, different roles such as software development, electrical, electronics, along with mechanical, can participate in the digital product. Transparency is enhanced through the participation of all roles in the digital product, which accelerates the process and leads to better product quality. In particular, we were able to reduce change management by half by redesigning processes and the digital workflow.
Multi-site collaboration is going to become more and more critical. As we look at our product development centers being spread across 5 locations, it's almost mandatory that we have a reliable way of working across these 5 centers. We found that the digital experience platform, which allows for better collaboration not only between the engineers but also with the suppliers, was a great way to look at the overall quality of the product during the development cycle. One of the biggest challenges our engineers face is the need for products to come out in the shortest time with the best quality and cost. What used to be typically a 2 to 3 year development cycles had all been crashed to 1 year. We feel that the digital experience platform that enables us to have the product development process and ultimately the product with 0 defects.
The basic idea of having a 150% BOM for the entire vehicle platform with all its variants and its different aggregates and its functional requirements on a single platter is really enabled on 3D experience. With this 3D experience, engineers would be able to create bill of material in the natural CAD environment. So which means they'll be able to position the components correctly, they'll be able to get the offtake or the quantity of correctly, and the instances also can be done neatly.
Using Innovia as a project management system has helped reduce the number of quality incidents related to the final product quality. In a project that is governed using Innovia, where you can actually enforce the processes, helps to make sure that the delivery is of consistent quality and standard. One of the other benefits of using 3D Experience platform is significant reduction in the number of reworks that we have to do on our products. So this has been very, very good to our business. 3D Experience platform has helped us in building up new relationships. So it helps us in opening up new market. It helps us to differentiate ourselves from the existing players within that industry.
So you heard some good examples there from customers that are working with our platform They've started down the path of digital transformation. It's a path that they're working on and heading towards a data-driven based solution and eventually a model-based set of solutions. Okay? I want you to understand that that's not a path you need to go down to the very end right away. So it's there to be done incrementally. The platform will help you incrementally, so it's not something that's all or nothing. Okay, you can choose to adopt the various elements, those 5 elements I showed you. You can adopt any one of those 5 elements today with the platform, and then grow later as your organization is ready to grow into those different areas. But we have solid examples of customers that are realizing the benefit of those 5 areas, okay, depending on whether it's ideation or collaboration or product definition, product management, sustainability. So all that, again, within a single digital platform will allow you to take that path, take that journey. So thank you. Konsamida.